Good afternoon. Welcome to this week's HopeCast. Today is Thursday, March the 4th. May the 4th. Sorry about that. I'm your host, David Lapp. Excited to welcome Tony Culp to join me today. Tony is one of our general maintenance techs here at Blessings of Hope. He's a go-to guy to keep stuff running and anything that needs to be fixed. Tony is also involved with the Mother's Day MakeAWish parade coming up here in a couple weeks. So we'll probably be covering that a little bit too, just to update on that. So, anything you want to say here at the beginning, Tony?
It's another day that God has granted us with, and new blessings every day.
Yep. There's always opportunity to be a blessing to people and to share hope, and that's why we do what we do, is to encourage hope in people's lives. So the Bible verse for today is out of Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the thoughts I think towards you, says the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you a future and a hope. So what made you pick that verse?
It's been a favorite of mine for years. Just telling me that God has a purpose for me in life, and He's not out just to wipe me off with a map with His big hand. He has a purpose, and it's helped me through many of low times, and just gives me hope for tomorrow.
Yeah. And if we can take one day at a time, we don't have to worry about next week, next year. We do today what we can do today, and we trust God with the details. So thinking back about when we first met, it's probably been 15, 18 years. So what drew you to Blessing of Hope? You haven't been Blessing of Hope that long, but we got to know each other back then. But at what point, what made you decide to start working at Blessings of Hope?
Over the years, after Blessings of Hope had started, like what David had said, I got to know them back through when the Light of Hope was having meetings, and I knew Aaron had a vision back then that he wanted to start this ministry, and different times over the years, I had did some volunteering, and like I drove truck or help. And I did receive me and my family received boxes and blessings from Blessings of Hope. And I got the opportunity here a couple years, about 2 years ago, to come full time. It just, in the past, it didn't, I liked to volunteer, but to raise a family, I couldn't volunteer full time and support my family.
So you're saying volunteering doesn't pay the bills?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It pays your heart and fulfills your heart, but it doesn't pay bills.
Yeah. And that's one thing I've noticed about you, is you have a heart to help people, and if you can, as you keep stewarding that, if you can find a way to walk in the fullness of what God called you to, and still live sustainably, it can be a win-win for everybody. So yeah. And you might have shared a little bit early on when you came on board. You were a truck driver, and then at some point you probably got tired of staring at the white lines going down the road, and you actually wanted to get more into maintenance. And so what was that whole transition like for you?
It was something different from out on the road. It's usually you're by yourself, and just trying to avoid the obstacles that come around you, the people and the cars and stuff. And maintenance can give you those opportunities too. You're generally working with other people, which I enjoy, and every day is a new day and new adventures to get into. When I was driving truck, I knew I've done it since I was 18, and it just used to be fun at a time, but the way things, regulations and the way things are going, it was time for a change, and I really enjoy mechanical stuff and fixing stuff, and so that was the transition, and yeah.
So now that you're in maintenance, so what does a typical day look like for you? I mean, I'm sure everybody's got their times when something needs to be fixed yesterday, and you're waiting on parts, or you're trying to get something. So what walk us through a typical day for you? Like what are you working on?
Right now I'm doing some electrical work over here at East Petersburg. I'm hooking up some receptacles for the little dehydrator, and running new wiring for our big dehydrator. And yeah, my days, I might be working on plumbing tomorrow. You never know.
So you never know what you're going to be doing the next day, and that's one of the blessings to have your own maintenance team on staff. Is if something comes up, you can get it back in shape and get on with the job. So it's a huge blessing to be able to keep the teams moving, keep everybody moving. So how is Blessings of Hope? If you think about your life personally, your family's life, how has your life been impacted through Blessings of Hope since you've been working here?
It is. My family has been able to give back to people, and like they also, with working here, we can also go over to the selection center and be able to get groceries at a cheaper rate. And the way milk and the way everything has been going up in price, it really helps. It makes the money stretch further, and yeah, it just it's really been a blessing.
Yeah. Just to clarify there, the groceries aren't at a cheaper price. The groceries are free. You're paying a handling fee.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah. So you have any testimonies or short story or something that you want to share here about how God has used your gifts and talents at Blessings of Hope to to serve, or what anything that comes to mind with that?
Yes. Two of the things that pop up to me is I was able to take some loads down to Texas when they had their ice storm a couple years ago, and just taking those loads down and bringing hope to people. I met so many different people, and they just felt so unworthy of what they were receiving. They wondered why we're giving them this, and they just felt like they didn't deserve it, and they couldn't thank us enough. And the same in Kentucky. That was different with that tornado in Mayfield. Going down there, me and Aaron Lapp and Doug and can't think of his name. Anyway, we went down. We left a Saturday afternoon, and we were rolled in there early Sunday morning, and it was when we were done unloading, they took us out into town, and boy, it just, even coming into where we dropped off, it was just like you were in a war zone. I mean, there's trees and poles and wires laying over that we had to drive over, and just being in that town where there's only generator lights and all the buildings, and you hear water running, it's just like you stepped into like a twilight zone.
Wow.
It's just, it was unbelievable. And the same there, the people were so happy to receive water because they had lost everything.
Yeah, it's a huge blessing to be able to bring support in a time like that, and just to be there for the people. So we'll shift gears a little bit here. Make-A-Wish. What gets you excited about Make-A-Wish?
To be able to help the less fortunate children that have life they have their illnesses that they can't cure, and it gives them support that they can go on their dream. It could be somebody might want to be a doctor or a police officer for a day, or it just there again it gives me a chance to give to people that can't help themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And Mother's Day weekend we have the truck convoy coming up, and we're preparing for that. It's going to be at Mannheim Auto Auction.
Mannheim Auto Auction. That's a week from this Sunday, right?
Yes, and they're going to have games and silent auction, and there's going to be food. There's a lot of food trucks going to be there, and chicken barbecue meals.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a day that you can bring your family out and to be able to give back to the less fortunate.
Do you know how many trucks they have in the convoy this year? I think last year was over 500 again, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're at now, but it's I'm not off the top of my head.
Yeah, Tony's going to be driving one of the Blessings of Hope trucks through the truck parade. Be Sunday a week, so watch out for him. Just make sure he doesn't jump out the window at you. But yeah, I think we're going to have 3 trucks in this year, I believe. So yeah, it's always a fun weekend for our team to just to get out in the community and support another organization. So quote for today is, "Those who are flexible shall not be bent out of shape." What can you tell us with that? What made you pick that verse, that quote?
Oh, that's been a motto of mine for a long time. Driving truck, you don't know what's gonna happen next. If you're not flexible, your day's just gonna go down the tubes. You're gonna be miserable. So many times over the years, I made plans before I got home, and then the plans go down the tubes when you get stuck, and then your wife, it just makes things more harder than it should be. Yeah.
So in other words, if you learn how to live life with joy, to flow with where God has you, you don't allow other people to rob your joy. That's between you and God. So yeah, that's powerful. And as I had to think, as you're working with the team here at Blessings of Hope, I'm sure there's times when there's different people got these urgent needs that you just need to flow with what needs to happen, and you get done what needs to be done. So, any final words here for our viewers before we sign off here today?
I just want to thank Blessings of Hope again of giving me the opportunity to work for them and also serve people that I would never be able to reach, and to share God's love and the gospel to those people. And I just look forward to what the next century or what the next years have to come. And like I said, with that motto, it fits right with the maintenance. You may be here today, but you're there tomorrow, or you might be at 3 different places in the same day. So I enjoy it. It keeps life exciting.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Tony, for joining us here today, and thank you to our viewers for your time. God bless you. I'm David Lapp, the host here and also CEO at Blessings of Hope. To learn more about Blessings of Hope and how we serve the community, you can go to blessingsofhope.com. God bless you, and remember, you can bring hope to the people that you meet every day.